If you guys thought that the reunion between Kendall and Nicole was bad, you haven't seen anything. We're driving to Dallas right now, listening to the Vial Files podcast with Nicole that just came out, I think either today or yesterday. I am in utter disbelief at the way that she's talking about the person that she was dating at the time that she recorded this podcast. She's like basically talking shit on her boyfriend, airing out how frequently they talk, what they talk about, how she was pissed at him for going to the club, and that whole like situation that happened with those girls, all the lies he's ever told her. Like, I'm sorry. Her whole thing is that if he respects her and if he loves her, then he should have told her the truth. Girl, if you love and respect him, you do not go on a podcast and talk shit about him publicly. I don't know if they just like really need help with media training because they just came out of the villa and got thrown into this life. But whether you have a platform or not, like, I truly cannot imagine talking so poorly about my significant other. Also, the way that they posted about how they broke up was so interesting to me because I feel like usually when a public couple breaks up, they don't say who broke up with who. Like, the fact that they both said Kendall broke up with me and I broke up with Nicole, that's like, is that not weird to some people? I mean, I'm glad that I know that detail because like, yeah, you honestly should have broken up with her based on how she was talking about you. But is that not a little strange? I feel like it is. I don't know. You should definitely go listen to this podcast episode. It's wild. Also, I got really annoyed of Nick. No offense, Nick. Because he recently had Kendall on his podcast and he was talking about how he gives off this vibe that like he's so confident and, you know, he has this carefree attitude, like he doesn't care if people are judging him. And then he goes on to talk about how he could tell that that's not really who Kendall is. I'm like, why are you low-key talking shit about somebody that you just had on your podcast as a guest? Like, what? Not a conversation that needs to be shared publicly. When I was watching the reunion, I was like, oh my God, I should not be a part of this conversation. And this podcast is 2.0 of that. Except Kendall's not even in the room to defend himself. Okay. Anyways, I'm done.